I'm really impressed. This really is going to change the game on these robot mowers because now you can have taller grass that you haven't cut for 2 weeks and send the mower out and it's able to do it. Hey everyone, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. You can see here I have a ton of robotic mowers I've been testing out all summer long. You can see 2 of them back there. I have, what, 5 right here. This one is a new product I just got in the mail. It's right here behind me in that box. And this one goes on the Yarbo, which is a modular yard machine. So it does snow blowing, it does leaf blowing, other kind of stuff. But this is their M1 mower, which has the little razor blades. It's basically a flywheel with razor blades around it, which is what all these mowers use. But now I just got in this new module here. This is the Yarbo Mower Pro. And so this one actually has a regular, type solid mowing blade that you're kind of used to with the high lift on it. So I'm going to open this up. We're going to install it and we're going to show you how that compares to the robotic razor blade type mowing disc. So let's put this to work and see how it goes. All right, since it's hot and humid, I'm going to do this in the shade, so I'm going to drive Yarbo over here to the shade for me. All right, I'm not gonna do a full unboxing, but there's not a whole lot to it. What I have to say always is that I'm always super impressed with the Yarbo packaging here. You can see all this stuff is individually packaged. These are the mower blades that are clearly not a little razor disc anymore. So these have some high lift to them, so it'll be interesting to see how those goes. Those are probably an extra set even. You can see they have the tools. Everything in here is all labeled and marked, so it's super easy to get out of the box. That's basically it. Unboxing is complete because you can see it is all assembled and is basically ready to go to attach to my main core. Other than I just take off a couple little plastic covers over the cameras and that should be it. All right, so right here you can see this is a used regular Yarbo mower, M1 mower. This is the new Pro version. All right, so getting a little bit closer to it here. A couple things wanted to know is that these are extended down just from a cutting height standpoint. You can see I do get some grass stuck up behind them, but once you turn it on and spin, that normally doesn't create a problem. But what I will say is that what I've seen is the stock blade guards they had on there stick out over here, which is great for safety. It keeps you from reaching underneath and grabbing them, but I've took those off with those 3 bolts on each side and I haven't had a problem doing that. But I can see on the new Pro one they've already done that, where they do have a guard in there, but it doesn't have a horizontal surface. It's just the vertical surface to keep the blade disc from bottoming out on a surface there. So I like that design change. You can see the discs are also updated. They do appear to be stronger and thicker than the stock ones. I have not had a problem with the stock ones breaking or anything, but other people online have said they had some of them break. I think that maybe is user error, or obviously don't send it over over rocks and stuff, and you're not gonna have a problem just like a regular mower. The other thing, it looks like the casters appear to be the same to me from best I can tell between the Pro and the non-Pro. The looks like the edging is slightly different, has a couple bigger pieces here on the Pro that doesn't have on the non-Pro. These are still aluminum strakes on the front, which really help get the grass pointed in the same way, so it gets trimmed. This is obviously the disc, and then they have these are the blades. I'm going to put the blades on and see how the blades do, because I definitely want to see the blades. And then otherwise, I see a lot of the stuff here looks the same between the 2 of them. I do know that they have stronger motors. The motors inside of here are twice as powerful, and then they said they had to do a lot of reinforcing of the actual frame of this mower to handle the blades hitting stuff. So they have to protect it from getting damaged. Let me take off these little camera protectors here. So it looks like ultrasonic sensors are slightly different here. I see one sensor sticking out here in yellow, whereas this older one has two smaller ones kind of recessed. Not sure if that really makes a difference there. Otherwise, on the outside, the appearance looks very similar, other than a nice gold fancy carbon fiber Yarbo symbol on the Pro version. So let's go ahead and try to test it out. All right, let's get these old flywheel disc off. Alright, there we go. These guys are now on and ready to try out. Alright, so here we are in this little circle area of grass I call the flagpole yard, and we have the standard M1 mower, so the non-pro, and I have it cutting the part here that is with the flagpole. So basically something like a line from here to my right, and then we'll have the Pro do the one to the left. Now, I haven't cut this grass for probably a week and a half to 2 weeks, and there are definitely some high spots. And then, you know, some of the stuff is probably a good foot tall, just little sprouts. It's not super thick grass, but we're gonna give this a test, because I'm pretty sure with the little razor blades that most of these mowers have, it's going to fold them over and not cut them very well. So that's what we're gonna test here. We'll do half of it with each and see how they compare. All right, so let me go into my yard, and I have the test one set up to do the center area with the no-go zone. So we'll tell it to play, see what it does. All right, so it shows it's going to be about 2,000 square feet, and it's going to take 35 minutes for it to cut. I can zoom in here, and I can see the path that it's you know, set itself out to do. All right, so I must say I'm actually a bit impressed. You know, these blades on there are the original ones from 2 months of mowing. Now, I have other mowers too, so it's not running the full time, but I'm cutting almost 4 acres. So they're not new razor blades, to be fair. And it actually did better than I thought, but it's definitely not what I would call a good cut job. Now, I did do 0-inch overlap. I normally run 4-inch overlap, but I had it set up that way. I forgot about it. So it's 0-inch overlap, which makes it more likely to have some missed spots, but you can see it does not cut everything, and in fact it lays it down. But then I know in the sun a little bit, a lot of these things are going to raise back up. So if I were to kind of run my hand across it, you're going to see lots of grass. I had it at 2.8 inches of cut length, and there's lots of grass that did not get cut. It's still much longer because it just lays over. So that is the downside to the razor blades. They're really designed to maintain it. Now I could send this out a couple more times and eventually it would get it all cut with the razor blades, but without the lift, it's not going to be able to pick up those long blades of grass and cut them. So this is the downside to the Robotic razor blades, they are super quiet, they're very efficient, but they have the big downside of not having any lift. So let's switch it out to the regular Pro module with the regular blades and see how they do. You can see here, this is just how much as you got pushed down and laid down. And so in the sunlight, these will all just come back up. This is the thicker area here. So I wanted to draw the line between the two of them in the thick area. You can see it really just laid down more of the grass than it cut it. So here's the uncut side. This is where we're going to send the Pro mower over it. It's a good 8 inches tall here, pretty easy with a couple higher spots as well. So let's do the Pro mower and see what it does. All right, so I moved the no-go zone to the other side, and now I'm going to hit start to tell it to go. It's going to mow the inside first and then do the perimeter just like before, this time with the Pro module. So let's see how it does. This says now it's 3,200 square feet and it says 41 minutes. It's the same amount of time estimation. What I'm impressed is how quiet the blades are still. All right, so far I am very impressed. This is definitely cutting this deep grass way better than the razor blades on the flywheels. It's not gonna be perfect. This is still, you know, tall grass, and I'm expecting it to be a little bit rougher. It is micro mulching is what they kind of call it, but you can see I'm actually cutting off several inches of grass there. I'm cutting at about 2.8 inches of height. You can adjust it from like, I don't know, 1 inch with the blades up to like 4 inches, give or take. And this is able to really go through this stint stuff. Now I'm going to give this a bigger challenge here, where I'm going to go out even to some field grass and see how it does. But I'm impressed that this can do this, because even my commercial 60-inch mower, when it cuts this stuff, it's making big, huge piles of side discharge grass. What I like about the Yarbo is that it is mulching it and putting it right back on top where it came off from, so it doesn't have big piles of the dry or dead grass thereafter. So I'm gonna let this finish up, and we'll see how it does overall. Okay, so there we have it. It completed this half. You can see the clear difference. This unit definitely cuts a lot better on this taller, thicker grass than the flywheel with razor blades, and it does do a good job of mulching it. Now, you know, it probably did miss a few spots. I do have it at a 4-inch overlap for this taller grass. It probably could use even the 8-inch overlap designation. And these places where it goes slow, I mean, it cuts up this grass really well here. I mean, these are some big clumps of grass that it's cutting off here, you know, lengthwise. You know, it's probably about half the length of the grass itself. So it does a good job. Overall, it looks pretty good. Did not have it do cuts around the no-go zone, so I got a little bit of I just did that for the sake of time. But you can see here and compare it to the one with the razor blade, and you know, yes, it has grown for a few days, but you can see how many places have still the 1 foot tall areas because it just folded those over. So that's certainly one of the benefits of the metal blades. They have some lift to them, so all that taller grass that's folded down, it's helping pull those up to cut them. And then the stronger power motors that are in the Mower Pro unit that you can't see, that are actually spinning, they're twice as powerful as the standard M1 mower. So when it gets to this tall grass, it doesn't slow down the blades. It just powers through, sends more power to them, and it's able to cut it. So I'm really impressed. This really is going to change the game on these robot mowers, because now you can have taller grass that you haven't cut for 2 weeks and send the mower out and it's able to do it. So, you know, truthfully, like I said, it did miss a few places here and there, but this stuff was like a foot tall, where it missed. If I fluff it up, you can see there were a couple pieces that it did miss in the really thick areas. But this is something where I can easily send it to go again or have more overlap, and I'm confident it would not do that at all. So this is impressive.